So in cutting the philodendron, always check the node and also the leaf attached. Make sure not to hurt your philodendron in order not to rot here. So it can prevent from rotting and also the attack of the fungus. Hi, this is Noy. Welcome to my gel vlog garden. Today, I'm going to do the repotting of my philodendron, one of the oldest philodendrons that I have here in my garden. So aside from that, I'll be sharing also the care tips. How did I grow this philodendron very giant? And it's a perfect time for me because it's a holiday, not a good holiday, it's a suspension of classes because we experienced the 7.6 magnitude of the earthquake last few days. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and thank you always for watching my video. This is the philodendron that I'm referring to you to propagate. I'm going to propagate this morning. This is the oldest philodendron, jungle fever. This is variegated one. And if you can see the leaf, there is no huge part occupied of the variegation on its leaf because it requires enough requirement of the sunlight in order to have a good variegation. And aside from that, it needs also a proper care and the nutrients it needs in order to have a good variegation. But because I didn't give those things well to this philodendron, so this is what happened. But there are leaves here that have a good variegation, and it's also a natural way of growing a variegated plants. Once you cannot meet the requirements of giving a full variegation, it cannot be attained. So I just let this plant grow here for several years. I think 2 years. I let this one here stay here. I didn't even do the repotting on this. If you can see the pot, it's the original pot since I bought this one in the Garden of Ogam in Mati City. I did not repot this one because I always believe that the stability of the plant, it requires not more than 5 years or just have 2 years to stay in the pot because it will adapt the environment. It's not easy to adapt the environment. So look at this plant. It's almost going downward. So I decided to propagate this today. For the soil requirement, philodendrons love to grow in the soil wherein there are presence of the dry leaves, twigs of the trees, and also the coco peat. That's the most important thing that the philodendron needs. For the watering system, philodendrons can sip water from the ground. So that's the purpose of these aerial roots. It will go to the grounds because during rainy season, it will absorb the waters from the ground. So they can store water, more water on the different parts of their body. We will trim some of these aerial roots. Anyway, it will give more roots after we will propagate, or shall we say I'll be doing propagation or repot on this depending on the condition now. So let us just remove this aerial roots that's really almost walking on the ground. So here it is. Look at this one. I really achieved the desire of how it will really. The first decision that I'm making now is to really cut my Philodendron jungle fever because I need to have the mother plant to grow a new pup or new baby. So the top cut, I'll be using this soil. This is a used soil of the previous propagation that I did here in my garden. I'll be mixing this one to the original soil that I use for my jungle fever. So if you have this kind of tool, there's a wrap and also there is one flat surface of this. You can do the dual purpose in breaking the soil. There are shells, eggshells on this that I put because eggshells and banana peel can also provide some nutrients that the philodendron needs. So it's a nice organic fertilizer to use. Now let's start cutting. Start cutting the top part. We will just leave, I will just leave 2 old leaves maybe, or we'll make it 3 is better. So in cutting of the philodendron, always check the node and also the leaf attached. Make sure not to hurt your philodendron, most especially the mother plant, because it will recover easily. So that's how easy to cut the philodendron. For the top cut, this one, be careful in removing also the aerial roots because this will help the plant to recover after the propagation. So do not also cut the aerial roots of the top cut if not necessary. And for the mother plant, just leave your mother plant in the original pot. Do not touch anything because previous months, years for my propagation, every time I'm doing my propagation, I take the mother plant, I do the repotting right after the cutting of the top cut. So I've noticed in my observation, I don't have 100% assurance of the survival rate of giving a new pop on my mother plant. So my advice is to let or stay your mother plant in the original pot for the easy growing of the baby. So I have here the bigger one, the bigger pot. I'll be using this one. So I will take some soil in the north part of my garden to add the soil here, the used one. Since I don't have cinnamon powder to put on the wounded part of the philodendron in propagation, so I'll be using the Nescafe because this is also a good substitute of the cinnamon powder. It was just spread on the wounded part in order not to rot here. So it can prevent from rotting and also the attack of the fungus. You can try this one. I tried this one for many times. It's really effective. And put also some amount of the Nescafe here. I love doing propagation like this. I just put the pot on top of the basin. It's easy for me to add more soil. I will just fill the lower half part of the base of the pot. And in planting, the jungle fever just move in a circular position, and look also the good part that it can be situated. For the aerial roots, just arrange also in a circular position in the base in order to look it clean. Maybe I need to add more salt. And for the recovery period, we will just let this one become stable for 2 weeks before it will give a new shoot, I mean new leaf to unfurl. I love doing this way. It's easy for me to finish my task and every time I'm doing my gardening. Now I'm done. I'm done propagating my jungle fever philodendron. Guys, thank you for always watching my video. Thank you for always supporting my vlog. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you the next episode of my gardening. Once again, this is Teacher.